My name is Natasha Tracy. So, some people know about this opposite rule, bipolar disorder and the opposite rule. And actually, the opposite rule can work for a lot of mental illnesses, not just bipolar disorder. But I will talk about bipolar because that's what I have. So, the opposite rule is really simple. You do the opposite of what your bipolar wants you to do. Quite frankly, bipolar is like an evil gnome living in your brain, giving you bad information. So it's telling you to paint your ceiling purple and stay up all night long because you're hypomanic. Or it's telling you to buy $10,000 handbags because you're manic. Or it's telling you to not get out of bed 1 week straight because you're depressed. That's the kind of thing that the evil little gnome tells you. And that's where the opposite rule comes in handy. When you recognize you're in an episode, any kind of episode, you know that what your brain is telling you isn't safe and it isn't real and it's not what you really want to be doing. So do the opposite. When your brain is telling you to buy $10,000 handbags, put your credit card in some water, stick it in the freezer, and make it so that you have to melt it in order to use it again. Protect yourself from the urges that you know are coming from your bipolar disorder and not coming from you. Same thing with not getting out of bed. I know that not getting out of bed seems like the best idea in the world some days. In fact, it seems like the best idea in the world most days. But you have to understand, listening to the bipolar and doing what the bipolar says to do will only make you feel worse. Bipolar spirals when you give into it. So when you don't get out of bed in the morning, you just feel bad about not getting out of bed in the morning. So this just sets off a spiral where you feel worse about not getting out of bed, and then you feel worse about feeling worse, and then depression takes over even more than it did before you tried to get out of bed. So again, if you stop the cycle by doing the opposite, that can help. So you wake up in the morning, your bipolar brain tells you, you can't handle it, you can't face the day, stay here, don't move. Okay, I understand. Very, very real. Do the opposite. Say to your bipolar brain, yes, I can get up, yes, I can face the day, and yes, I am going to do it. And so even though you don't feel like it, you fight the bipolar disorder just by doing the opposite. You don't even have to think about it. You don't have to think, is getting out of the bed the right thing to do? Because sometimes making a decision can seem really overwhelming. So don't do it. Don't make a decision. Just do the opposite. That's all you have to do. Now, obviously, this is much harder to do than it is to say. But it is something to keep in the back of your head and just say, okay, what does my bipolar want me to do right now? How can I do the opposite? Is that the healthy thing for me? Because in the end, the opposite usually is what a healthy person would do. And it's what we need to learn to do in order to take care of ourselves. Even if our bipolar brains are going crazy, and they do, we still need to be able to physically function and take care of ourselves. And the opposite rule can help. My name is Natasha Tracy.